Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod, and I am your host, Lester Class. Each and every episode is going to be filled with amazing stories from amazing people. You will hear the different journeys people went through, or are still going through, to be able to do what they love. From the failures to the successes and everything in between. This is a place to get to know the person behind their passion, because people only get to see the successes and not what it took to get there. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe and leave a review if you love the content. Now finally, I would love to welcome you to the Community Pod. What's going on, everyone? This is Lester Class, your host with the Community Pod, and I have an amazing guest in the building. Before I start, I actually need to know, is it LaMia or LaMia?
It's LaMia.
Okay, so I said it right the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, so introducing LaMia. How are you?
Well, Racheal LaMia.
Okay, Racheal LaMia.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. It's glad to have you. I'm glad to have you.
Thank you for having me.
No, well, as you know, you're the first female to be on the show.
Yes.
So I can only thank you like tons for being here.
No, thank you.
So I guess the first question I really want to get into is who is LaMia? Who's Racheal LaMia? What has made you who you are?
Racheal LaMia. I'm just me, very artistic, unapologetically artistic. Kind of like go with the flow and, just see where life takes me. It's kind of risky, but that's just how I live. So.
Okay. And like, so I guess like give me yourself growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're from the very beginning on growing up, where wherever you're from, and like where did you find the passion for fashion designing?
So I grew up in Garwood, New Jersey. So Jersey born and raised. And all throughout middle school, high school, I always had some artistic ability. I always would either be doodling or sketching out or, and then it kind of like transformed into fashion because it's like, okay, now I can wear wearable art. Like that was just mad cool to me. So, I would start with like changing up my pants. Like my mom wasn't buying the skinny jeans when they were like in. So I was like, okay, I'm about to be hand sewing. I'm about to be doing whatever, adding little like designs on my jeans, on my pants, or if I had an oversized shirt, taking it in to make it, popular now.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. And then high school, I want to say, is where I started like, starting to make clothes for my friends. And, if we had to go to a Sweet 16 or something like that, the quality was not there at all. I must say, that quality was not there. But you know what? The passion was there.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So the passion was there. And yeah, so anything art related, it kind of like transformed into what I can wear and what I can do. Okay. And then, going to college too. That's when I really like got to like tap into the quality of things, and it evolved from there.
Okay, so I just might agree. So did you always know you wanted to do fashion designing?
No, no, at all. I honestly second guessed it through my course of life, but I just knew I wanted to do something artistic, and it took me a while to find that passion. But once I knew, I was like,
you could bring it forward, just to make yourself comfortable. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. So once I found like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. Like I love making people feel good, and if I could do that through clothing, because that's what it does for me, it gives you like that sense of confidence knowing that you just put a piece together. Okay, that's when I knew like, okay, I'm doing something that I love, like, and it doesn't feel like work no matter like what I do. If I'm having a fitting with a client or doing my own pieces or setting up a shoot or something like that, like it never feels like work. I could do it all day, like all day long.
And how important is that to you, being able to do something you love and make it feel like it's not a job?
It's very, very, very important. And I'm like, you can ask any of my friends, like I'm an advocate for that. Like I feel like if you're doing what you love, it will never feel like a job. Sometimes we get lost into like the mentality of like work, and obviously in this day and age you have to work, but if you can find something or find a way to trick your mind and think like, okay, if I'm doing what I love, like it will never feel like work, it's gonna carry you through life.
Yeah. So. No, I completely agree. And so I know that you don't only do fashion designing, right? I know that you told me that you got into modeling.
Yeah.
What is it that got you into modeling?
Um, well, I mean, it was just literally like everywhere I would go, people would be like, "Oh, were you a model?" or mistaking me for a model, or, I post on IG, but it's never like, "Oh, let me take it serious." So I was like, let me just see where it goes from there. And plus, I'm the type of person, like, I feel like as an entrepreneur, you should have your hands in every pot. So if fashion is it, I always work with models, and I want to know what you go through. So then when I'm the one coordinating an event or something, I can, compensate the models the way that they should, or make sure that, things are structured properly. So it's kind of like both. Like, I want to work, but I also want to tap into a new hobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to ask as well, what did you always have this confidence of going out and putting yourself out there to, get your name out there as a fashion designer or any of these hobbies that you are pursuing?
No, I did not. That developed, and I would say it developed through COVID, actually.
Okay.
Because during COVID, like, everybody was isolated. So it was like, I was already an introvert, and I'm a Cancer, so I'm going to say that. If any of these Cancers know, we are to ourselves, and we come out when we're ready. So, but COVID, like, it kind of forced me to, like, really hone in on it, what I want to do. And, like, if this is really what I want to do, and I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be able to lead people, I have to step outside of my box and be able to communicate, be able to network, be able to, inspire other people, be able to share my story, tell my story. So, I had to just start doing things on my own, and, putting myself out there more.
And you mentioned that you were introvert. Do you feel like there was anything in your life that made you an introvert, that, like, you didn't really want to put yourself out there?
Yeah, I would say, like, it was really, like, my upbringing, because I grew up in a predominantly Caucasian community, and being, like, the one of 3 Black people, like, in my school, which that's fine. Like, I was able to adjust, but, it kind of, like, makes you feel like you're isolated, or like you're alone. But it kind of helped me see, like, okay, I'm different. So, like, I'm going to show you that I'm different. But, yeah, I would say that.
Okay. And do you feel like your environment, like for others out there, can affect the way that you think about yourself?
Definitely. If you surround yourself around people that are low in their mind, their mental, and I can't even say their situation, because you can overcome your situation. But if your mental's not there, you're naturally just gonna, like, think how they think, or be in that same box. But I feel like if you surround yourself around people that are elevated or working for more or anything like that, it's gonna naturally push you to be like those people as well.
Yeah.
Like a friendly competition. So yeah.
And you said that where you grew up was a predominantly white neighborhood, right? Community. Do you feel like, was there any point in time during this point in your life growing up that you feel like you were missing out on I guess connecting with other people that looked like you? So was there anything that you ever thought about it, where, like, you kind of wanted to be around your people, kind of thing? Or no?
Not necessarily, because like, my mom and my dad were both, like, in my life, so I was able to, like, get both sides to it. And my mom always pushed, like, African American culture, but growing up in it, I never, honestly, I could sit in the classroom and I don't feel like the only Black person, because, like, I don't look at it like, oh dang, I'm the only Black girl in class. Like, it's just like, I'm here, like, regardless of how you look at me, I'm here. So, no, I never felt that way.
And I like that you mentioned, because you mentioned it before too, as with you wanted to, like you said, to be the only Black girl in school. That it was, I want them to know I'm here. Yeah, which is awesome. Were you creative in school as well, like in high school and everything? Yeah.
I feel like every kid learns differently, and academics wasn't my strong suit as far as, like, the way that we're told we have to learn. So I wasn't the type of kid to, like, be, thriving during tests or anything like that. But in an art setting, like, I'll outshine any of y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. But no, I loved my art teachers. I loved how, it's like therapy for me. It was art and music. So if those two collided, it was like, the best. Okay.
So how do you balance right now that you're doing the fashion designing, as well as I know that you make a lot. I know that you made your jeans from scratch. If I could be wrong.
Yeah.
what was that like? Like having to teach? Did you have to teach yourself those things, or yeah? So what was that like?
It was a lot. It was a lot. But it came with knowing and understanding quality.
Mhm.
Back then I didn't. When I first started, I was using upcycled jeans, and I
Okay.
would just, alter them to the style that I would want. But now, like, once I, saw how things are made and people pay for good quality, and you can only get a good fitting jean by cut and sew. So I taught myself how to pattern make. I taught myself how the stitching, like I will literally, you can ask anybody, like I will take your jacket and I want to see the stitching. Like I want to see where it's made. I want to see how they folded the hem. I want to see everything, because that's how I'm going to perfect what I want to do.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, my jeans are from Hollister, so I know that's that great quality. But my girlfriend loves your jeans. She's a big fan. She's a big fan of what you have going on.
Yes,
honestly.
Thank you.
So with jeans, I know that you so do you do it all? Like I know that you have hoodies as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what my real question is, what I really want to get into was there any point when learning this stuff, right, before you're able to sell? Because I don't know completely, but were you selling while you were making, or were you really just honing in with learning the craft and then being able to do it all?
Selling while making. So it's like order come in and I got to make it. Some stuff like the t-shirts, the hoodies, like I'll have them pre-made, because to get them printed on, you have to send them beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the stuff, it was just like, okay, so once the order comes in, I have to like get to it.
Okay.
And, it's hard to, once you're the only one doing everything, it's hard to like balance all of that. It really is. But that's where I learned to like prioritize my time and try to, create good customer service, like, because you don't want to get a bad rep for, all of that.
Okay.
So.
And with all of that, right, balancing it and everything, and, was there any pressure where you put pressure on yourself on trying to, do what you love? And you said you did it all. Like you were kind of managing everything and you were managing yourself. Was there any point in this process of yours where you kind of were like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore? Or like, I kind of like this thought that I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with that? Or like, what was that like?
You got to like take yourself out of what's going on now. Because honestly, like you can fall into that trap of like, we have everything at the touch of our phone. We see this person they just had this successful thing. They just had this dinner. They had this celebration. Their business is doing this, getting these numbers, this likes. It gets overwhelming. So sometimes like when I find myself getting into that like comparing mentality or feeling like I'm not doing enough when I'm literally doing everything, I have to take myself out and, detach. So definitely doing that, and then allowing myself to know, like, you need time. Like, we saw that post in seconds, but we didn't see those steps that led up to it. Like, it takes years. And sometimes I see myself, in those moments, I would be comparing myself to somebody who's been in the business for 6 years. They're on their 6th year. I'm on my second, like, at that time, like, I was on my 2nd year. So it's like, obviously, we're not going to have the same success, so you have to stop comparing the success, because it's your success at the end of the day.
No.
So.
And I completely agree, because having to do everything on your own is difficult. And I feel like for myself, for example, I have to do it all, editing and everything. And it's a lot. But,
it is.
And it can be, what is it? I don't want to use the wrong word, but like demotivating when you feel like it's not going as fast as you want. But at the same time, you don't want to go too fast, because then you have to catch up with your own work.
Then you miss out on a lot too.
Yes, you do.
You need those struggles, you need that to know how to structure things going forward.
Exactly. So like we spoke about earlier, college, right? I know you went to college, you graduated and everything. Do you feel like college helped you with your business?
It did. I don't want to say like, oh, you don't need college to get where, because I feel like you need the experience behind it, regardless of, because I went to school for business management. I didn't go to school for fashion solely, but I knew like, okay, I want to have my hand in different things. So it allowed me to like see what other people are doing, and just network myself in that way.
Okay.
Either with my professors, some of them I still talk to this day, So I definitely feel like I needed college to help me figure out what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Especially because I was right in Jersey City. I went to St. Peter's. So yeah, I was able to just hop on the train, go to the city, come back. And it was different because if I was home, it wouldn't have gave that same feel of like sense of I'm on my own. I could figure out what I want to do. Like my Carrie Bradshaw moment. I don't know if you...
I have no clue.
Oh, well, do your research, Carrie Bradshaw. But yeah, I was living my best little Carrie life. So it definitely, I needed it.
Okay, good. A little fun question I wanted to ask. Who are your top 5 fashion designers or models or anything or anybody? Well, really fashion designers, because I feel like I could be wrong, but that's where not your main focus is, but like it's your passion.
Yeah.
So can you name 5 fashion designers that you look up to or you get inspiration from?
Yes. I can say definitely Chanel.
Okay.
Miss Coco, because she definitely just set the tone for women's wear. The silhouettes that we see then, we see them now. And she just made it very pivotal for women to, succeed and break barriers. So definitely her. I would say Dior. I love the House of Dior. But couture.
Okay.
That's my main. If you see their atelier, everything, how they set up everything, it's structure behind it. They have the lab coats. You could just see why people pay so much or for these gowns.
Yeah.
I would say Virgil.
Okay.
Virgil as well, and not to sound so cliche, but it's he literally had his own frame of mindset. He never, abided by just the in the box rules, and that's something that you need at least to experience to know, you don't have to limit yourself when you're creating a brand, whether it's in fashion or not in fashion. So yeah, Virgil, and then I love I always mispronounce it, but Schiaparelli.
Okay.
She has a very, I wouldn't say monotone, but a lot of her designs lately have been all black, but then they'll have a pop of gold to them. And they always have this iconic, either it's the bra or the shoulder or something will just have this eccentric gold piece to it that it just speaks to nothing just has to be just simple and boring. It can still look timeless, but it just gives that edge to it, So, and then the 5th one, I would say myself. Myself. Because I'm going to be up there. I'm going to be the next,
The next, yeah. And
I'm
I love
going to have my Kanye moment. I'm going to say myself.
You have to, though, because you have to be your number 1 supporter.
Yeah, you have to.
But no, that's amazing. But you didn't get into why you're number 5. Why are you number 5?
Why am I number 5?
In your book.
Because I am the underdog.
Okay.
And I am learning.
Okay.
So I'm going to sit at number 5. I'm coming at number 1. But yeah, no, I want to set the tone for other young designers or just creatives in general that want to just tap into, who they want to become and not just abide by the book. You know, I don't want to, because everything I've done is self-taught. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't, I've had mentors guide me in different ways, but for the most part, I had to learn it myself. So I want to be able to, set that for other people that want to come up and be able to teach them, possibly open up studios where they can figure out what they want to do, whether it's fashion, whether it's graphics, whether it's anything art related, to just express themselves. Okay.
And I like that you mentioned that you were a big maybe motivation for you being a female entrepreneur to show other females that they can do it as well. How important is that to you to show others, especially females, that they can do it and that you're currently going through that?
It's very important. It's very important because I feel like you have to trust yourself. You have to know that you're not just in the box, how they say women are supposed to be, or, you don't listen to any of that. Just be you, create, and it goes back to just doing what you love. So I just want to be able to show other women too that you can do it. If I can do it, we can all do it. Anywhere that I go, I love uplifting women. I will stop somebody dead in the tracks. I don't care if we're in Target. I don't care where we are. I'm gonna be like, girl, you are so pretty. Or girl, your outfit, anything. Or, if my friends are doing good, I'll shoot them a text. It's just that confidence. I want to keep building that. So it's we're all coming up together.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I have to say that.
Thanks.
So still continue on the female entrepreneur aspect, what is it like being in the industry and having to, I don't want to say prove yourself, because I feel like it's not that you have to prove yourself. It's just kind of like you said in the beginning, I'm here and I'm going to be here and there's no stopping me. So what is that like? Is it a mostly men industry, kind of industry that you're in, or is it unexpectedly a lot of females as well?
It's actually, it's both.
Okay.
It's both. I haven't, seen it one way or the other, but I don't know. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like hard or, intimidating or anything like that. I just, however life takes me, it's just I deal with it, So I don't really have a full answer to that.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people mistake the industry now. I feel like it's a lot of younger individuals like ourselves who don't see kind of like gender.
Yeah.
So that being said, is the culture welcoming? Is to others that aren't in it, or maybe to a younger individual who's trying to be a creative? How would you describe the culture in creativity?
I feel like it definitely evolved a lot from like what we saw and what we heard from back then, like the Devil Wears Prada kind of era where it was like you had to like prove yourself so hard, Now it's like we had that pivotal moment where like brands are being more inclusive, especially like Rihanna with Fenty, like setting the tone. It kind of like it forced brands, it forced designers, it forced a lot of houses to like, you have to let people in. Like you're not, if you put on the face of like you're a snobby designer or like, you're not going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
We're at the point where we don't need you. We don't need none of that.
No, but it's true.
So you will get canceled. We are a cancel culture, which is terrible. But you know what? It keeps people in line.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Keeps people in line.
And I like that you mentioned Dior. I know that I mentioned it a while ago, but I'm a big fan of Dior. I like, especially the aspect of design wise, because I feel like a lot of people only see the bags and not what, like, the clothing they have, and it's more than just monograms. They have a lot more to show, and I actually enjoy the brand a lot. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
So I know that you're from Liberia, and Irish. I recently learned because I know I messed up.
Yes, you tried to say I'm Italian.
Yeah,
I'm Italian. I like Italian, but I'm not Italian.
So what is it like? Because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're very different cultures. They're very different, maybe even ways of life. Explain to me, what's that like, getting the balance of both in your home?
Actually, so my mom, she actually was adopted.
Okay.
So blood, we are Irish and Native American, but we black. We are black. So I don't really get that side. I do want to like venture out and, experience Irish culture. But as far as the African side, I get that like it's no tomorrow. Like, my grandma, everybody, they're here. So I always, the food, the parties, everything like that. So
I need to hear a dish. I need to hear a traditional dish if you know one.
So we eat a lot of like pepper soup and fufu.
Okay. What is fufu?
Fufu is like a plantain-based dough.
Okay.
You can eat it with a spoon, with your hands. Like a lot of people just eat it with their hands. And we eat it with it's like a soup with different meats in it. So it'll have like seafood, chicken, stew, anything like that. But it's spicy.
It's spicy?
A little spicy.
I'm not a spicy
But
person.
it will clean your soul out. They will clean it all out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And do you mean that like...
I mean everything. Anything you need cleaning.
But no, I ask because I always like to try new foods. I always do, because I feel like if you're not trying new things, then you're kind of boring.
Yeah, it is. You gotta expand your palate.
Yeah.
You never know. I tried Lebanese food.
Okay, what's that like?
Smacking.
Okay.
Smacking.
What is it like? What kind of food?
They do more like chicken. It's a little bit of everything, but just the style of it, I like it. The rice, everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got a little off topic. We're talking about food, but it's okay.
I like food.
So I know that you said that you're from New Jersey, originally from New Jersey.
Yeah.
You lived your whole life in New Jersey, correct?
I lived, but I moved to PA.
Okay,
for
you moved
3
to PA.
years.
What was that like?
Slow.
Slow?
Just slow. Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to curse.
No, you're good. It doesn't even matter. I promise.
Yes, no, it is slow. It's slow, but
like woodsy, PA.
Oh, we wasn't in the woods.
Oh,
we in the woods. I would tell my mom we had to go. We had to go, but no, it's just slower. Like I feel like they get stuff after. It's like the thrift store of living.
Oh,
like,
really?
You're gonna get it afterwards.
You'll hear about it somewhere.
Yeah, you'll pick me up after. But it was good though, because we moved like 2018, so before COVID.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, my mom, she still lives out there.
Oh really?
Yeah. Shoot, not me.
Oh, so you moved? So you're on your own now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it allowed me to just hone in on like myself, because when you go out there, they don't care about fashion, they don't care about nothing. You could go outside however and they will still call you beautiful, they'll still call you handsome, have a whole conversation, and it's just like a slower way of life that it's a comfortable slow way of life. But when you pick back up and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go, they not ready.
Yeah.
So, I kid you not.
No, I grew I lived in Pennsylvania too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, not as long though.
What part?
3 months. Burnville.
Oh, I don't know where
No, I was like
that
that was
sound
woody. It was very like the town was a circle. It was very weird. Like
Oh
once
my
you entered, it
gosh.
was a circle, and then there was like, I don't want to say one exit, but like it was kind of like the main road was one exit. It was really
no.
yeah. So if I wanted to go on a walk, it was weird.
That's like that. What's that movie with the guy and the girl?
Get out. Yeah, it was like that.
You can't get out.
It was like that.
Yeah.
And I can agree. Back to what you were saying, like predominantly white. Like I was probably one of 5 Hispanics, and then there was
Okay.
literally only 2 black people in there.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and I ended up being friends with them because
Yeah.
stick together.
Yeah. Like that.
But yeah, like it is a lot slower.
Yeah.
The lifestyle is way slower. But do you feel like those three years, not that it took away from your creativity, because I feel like knowing you probably still continue to be creative. It was just kind of difficult around there.
Yeah, it definitely was. But I was able to, like I said, I could just create. I didn't have to feel pressured. When you're in Jersey, it's like you gotta constantly hustle.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not hustling, then it's like, what are you doing? Out there, it was like, okay, I can think, I can relax, I could,
Do your thing. Yeah. So you mentioned that you are living on your own.
Well, not living fully, but yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
So what's that like? Well, are you living with any parent?
Yes.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah. You see the prices? Not yet.
But okay, so let me alter that question, because I thought that you were living on your own.
I'll be the first to tell you. First to tell you.
So what was it like moving back here? Was it like, all right, like you said, it was go time? Like I just have to, like I got my confidence, I got everything back. Now it's I just want to be better than when I left.
Yeah, I had to. There was no way I could fail. Like I had that in my mindset. Like I have to do something, because it's not just for me; it's for my son. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes.
How old is he?
He is 4.
4. Okay.
Little 4, going on 40. But we making it. We just gotta get to 5. But yeah, no, it's a different drive when it's like you're not doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, on go.
So I usually ask this question later on, but I kind of want to get into it now. What I feel like I already know the answer because you mentioned him. What is your motivation? What wakes you up every morning to do what you do?
Yeah, him. He's at my door every morning. You're gonna wake me up. But no, like once you have a kid, do you have a kid?
I do not.
You do not. So once you have a kid, it's just like you find that sense of like getting yourself up, finding your motivation, because you have to.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna do it. So definitely that changed my whole mindset of things, because before I was living for myself. I was able, like I said, I was in school, living my Carrie Bradshaw moment. Then it's like, oh shoot. You gotta, so you gotta set the tone, and I want to build generational wealth.
Yeah.
And it sounds cliche, but it's like, it's really just how I choose to live. Like, building something that I can pass down to him. Like he doesn't have to worry about things, or or have residual income, whatever.
Yeah. No, but that's amazing that you're doing that, because it's your kid. You worry about your children. Obviously, I can't speak in that because I don't have one.
Okay.
But the obvious things are, you just want them to be okay. You want them to, like, one day, God forbid you're gone, that he'll be fine.
Yeah.
What was it like getting into motherhood?
It was shocking. It was a lot to, muster and like realize, okay, this is what's really happening, But it took me physically, as a woman, first off, the day you find out that you're pregnant, like it just switches for you. Like everything is like, okay, got to get things ready, got to do this, that, and the third. But once you hold your child, it's like, okay, wow, life is changing. Like, you know, I have a new purpose in life. But once you hear those words, mommy, I'm telling you, that is when it's like, oh, I'm on go. I'm on go. Like, it doesn't stop. Like, he's literally the reason why I'm up late while I'm doing what I had to do, because it's like, he needs me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So how do you balance all of it? Because I did not know you had a kid. So how do you balance being a mother and working as hard as you do? Because I have to say, I don't know you personally, but from seeing you release clothing, seeing you advertise it, because people forget that it's just not a picture. Like, you have to go out and actually get things done.
Yeah.
And then the modeling. It has, I don't want to speak for you, but it has to be a lot.
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
My family, well, honestly, like, they have been my backbone through everything. Without them, I could literally not do it on my own. So yeah, definitely having that support system and, you know, regardless of anything, everybody's common goal is him.
Okay.
You know, so whatever we can do to excel his life, then, you know, we're just going to make it work. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do all of this without my family.
And how important do you think a support system is to have in anybody's life?
It's very, very, very important. Like, very important. Whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, whether it's your spouse, you just need that support. Because you can support yourself all you can, but it gets to a point where you can't do everything yourself. You need a team. You need somebody to help support your vision. So it's very important.
Okay. And okay, a little bit off topic. Back to LaMia and Co. I'm glad I said that right. What was it that brought you? I guess I know that it's your last name or middle name?
Middle name.
Middle name. So that question's already answered. How did you find your name? What brought you to it? Like, cause I know you said you did fashion designing and everything, and you were creative as a kid. But I feel like a lot of, like, there's different avenues you can obviously take, and you're taking a lot of them. So what told you to do it? What told you, like, this is
to build my brand?
Yep,
or
to build your brand, to put it out there.
You know, you can have all those nice stories, but I'm gonna keep it real. I was really just in my college dorm, wearing my clothes. Everywhere I go, everybody's like, where are you getting them? Where are you getting them? I'm like, you know what? Let me just make a website. I'm sitting there like 1 a.m. in the morning. I literally had my friend Imani come over. We literally shot some pictures in my dorm. I put a sheet up, you know, just whatever. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm gonna edit it. We're gonna put it on the website. We're gonna make it work. I made like a video, like, terrible. I look back at it, it's terrible. But you know what? It was like that. It's just that pivotal moment. I just, like, you know, I have an idea. Let me just do it, see where it goes. And then that we went right into COVID, and I wasn't expecting it to do so well, but it was going. I was like, okay. So that's when I created the name, I created the website, the look, everything like that. Down to, like, even just, like, the logo itself. Like, this is my handwriting. The A is my handwriting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it's, I couldn't do that.
Always trying to put, like, a little bit of me.
Yeah, in your
but
stuff.
very simple.
No, that's great. So I know that you said it did well. It was doing well off the rip. What was it like seeing Coi Leray wearing your jeans?
That was shocking, because what happened was she put her P.O. box out. Okay. And, like, I had a pair of jeans. I'm like, okay, these look like they'll fit her, because, you know, she's petite. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just send it. So I packed it up, sent it. I told my friends, I was like, look, I sent her stuff. It should get there by Thursday. We'll see. Mind you, I didn't follow her on Instagram. I just, like, you know, just did it. And then I woke up. It said it delivered on Thursday. I woke up, like, I think it was, like, the Friday or Sunday or something like that. And I got DMs. They were like, oh, are these your pants? Because it was the Dove jeans. Yeah. So it was like, that's my logo. Like, you'll be able to tell it from wherever. And I'm like, oh, my God, she wore them. Like, they just got there. So it was very, like, shocking. I was like, okay. And it's, like, little stuff like that keeps me going, because I'll kid you not, prior to that, I was going through my little, like, depression era where I was like, okay, am I supposed to be doing this? Like, you know, but when moments like that come, it's like, okay, clearly I'm doing something good. Like, she wore them to perform. Like, so I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was cool.
Okay.
Really cool.
I know you mentioned the depression phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for creatives, it does happen
Yeah.
a lot. I feel like we overthink ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you snap yourself out of it? Is it when, like, is it hard to? Is it like, because for me personally, I feel like it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the best things are when love is shown out of nowhere from your brand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, stop being a little baby and get to it.
Yes. As creators, we just find ourselves being so hard on ourselves that like it takes literally just a small ounce of something, whether it's somebody just complimenting you or anything that you're doing, like to just pull yourself right out of it. Like at least that's what happens for me.
Okay.
Because it can be days
Mm-hmm.
where I'm just like in my head and I'm like, why? Like, why are you so? And that's like and being in your head is like the scariest part of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you can only pull yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the support is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when Coil Ray wore it,
Mm-hmm.
how many did things just change drastically where it was like multiple people hitting you up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that like, getting the DMs?
From just her wearing it got me a lot of orders just off those jeans. Like people just in her comments, my friends in the comments, like commenting because they're like, where are these jeans from? Because she didn't tag me, but people were just my friends are the best. Like they were in those comments. When I tell you, in the comments. But yeah, so I was getting orders off that, DMs, but my problem is I got back in my head that I didn't keep up with it, like promoting and like all that stuff, that it would have helped if I would have kept it up. So, but.
So how far did your brand reach? My better question, where was somewhere that you didn't expect that you got an order from and you were like, somebody from this place has ordered my stuff?
Yeah, Canada.
Canada?
Yeah, got an order from Canada, UK, Australia.
Okay.
And Jordan. Jordan is like, I don't even know. But
yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, just those are another moments where I'm just like, okay, I'm doing something. Right?
Yeah,
like
that's getting international.
Yeah, in Cali as well. So it was outside of that New York, New Jersey, Florida kind of, and, you know, it created that other sense of inspiration for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And where do you get inspiration for your designs?
Through life.
Through life?
Honestly, like literally through life. It can be through how buildings are created or, you know, other people's time periods of their life. Like, what are they going through? What we're going through in the world, like anything like that. That's just where I find my inspiration. Okay. How I'm feeling at that moment. Because as a Cancer, we go with the wind. So, yeah, I just find my inspiration, like whatever I'm going through at that moment. Okay. And just draw it out. Or sometimes I won't even think about it. I'll just like, okay, let me just use this pattern. Let's see what I can do from there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what was I? Okay, so with oh my God, I drew a blank. I'm usually not drawing blanks. What was I gonna say? Is there what is your favorite piece?
My favorite piece?
Yes, your favorite piece that you've ever made. Is it unreleased or is it released? Do you ever keep things for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite piece. It would have to be, I made this red leather jacket. Okay. And I made that from just like a basic pattern, but I was able to use that same pattern and manipulate it in different ways. So that same jacket you'll see throughout different pieces, and I'll usually just add like a different stitch or different color, different fabric, whatever like that. But the fact that like that jacket set the tone for now me wanting to do outerwear and like vests, like the one that I'm wearing, stuff like that, I was able to just, manipulate it from that one jacket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Another question. So how important to you is quality over quantity?
Very, very important.
Okay.
Very important. I feel like that's part of the reason too why my business like slowed down for that time period, because I wanted to just hone in on the quality, because like I can keep upcycling jeans, but it's like, where are you going to go after that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that style's going to run out. Then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
won't be able to like teach myself. So I'm like, I'd rather do that now while I'm still young and fresh than me years in and people are like, oh girl, what you doing? Like, you know, now you taking a break. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely important.
I was speaking to another individual who's on the podcast. His name is Moses. He has a clothing brand called Prophecy, and he said the same thing, where quality is very important in his clothing. And what is it that, like, do you think that there's a lot of people that are doing clothing that are forgetting about the quality? Because I feel like a lot of people get into clothing not because they love it, but they're looking for quick money.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like, it's very easy to just print on a t-shirt and sell it. I've done it, you know, but I'm like, okay, but I want a drop shoulder. Like, I want this, I want that. Like, you gotta hone in on that quality, see how that's made so that you're able to do that. And when you don't have that quick money mentality, like I have a long-term money, I want to build long-term wealth. So to do those things, you have to, one, look at yourself, look at your brand. Where are you scaling yourself? Like, and if I'm scaling myself personally, when I built up my brand, I looked at Amiri, I looked at Louis Vuitton, I looked at Nike, because those are just house brands that they set the tone for themselves. They set their quality. When I was building my website, I literally had Amiri's up. I had mine. I'm like, okay, everything is simple. Keep everything simplistic. When you look at Louis V, like, they don't have so many logos on their back, like on their like packaging bags. Like, everything is simple. So, you know, you just gotta. That's kind of like where I leveraged mine. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is there a piece of clothing that you haven't made yet that you want to make? Or you feel like you've done a lot?
No. There's way more. But like I said, that comes with experience. I don't want to just put something out just to put it out, but I'm always trying. Like, in my samples, like, I'm starting something, stopping, because I'm always like changing the direction or changing how I want that style to look. So yeah, there's a lot of different things I want to tap into.
Okay. We didn't speak much on modeling. How long have you been doing modeling?
Not long.
Not long?
Like, literally, I just got this epiphany. Just wanting to just start. So no, not long at all. I've always, like, I modeled for my own brand. I did, like, you know, taking pictures, but never like, okay, let me try to make it a career and see where it goes.
Okay.
So
one question I did want to ask, that's why I drew a blank, because it was a really good question. What advice would you give to introverts that, you know, like yourself, that you once were, and you may, you know, still sometimes want to just be by yourself sometimes, but what would you give, what advice would you give an introvert who's trying to branch out themselves?
I would say, leave your friends behind. Leave them behind. Like, not in a bad way, but you can't take them everywhere. You can't take them to business meetings. You can't take them on every photo shoot. You can't take them everywhere. So you have to do small things. And what I did is I went to a concert by myself. I went to go see Joey Badass.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And he was performing at Terminal 5 in the city. And it was just like off the whim. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go. Originally, I was supposed to go with somebody. It didn't end up happening. And I was like, no, I'm still going to go. And that changed my whole mind frame. Like, okay, if I can go to a concert by myself, I can go wherever. So once you get out of that feeling like you have to have somebody with you, then it changes. Like, you start to just get outside your shell, start talking more. And when I go to, like, networking events, I tell myself, like, okay, coming out of here, I'm not coming out of here for nothing. Like, so I need to come out with either some money or a network. So with that, it's a new client. You got to talk to people, or, you know, come out with 2 to 5 new networks and see where it goes. Okay.
And so you had to learn a little bit of independency.
Yeah.
So what was it like realizing that you built the confidence that you've always wanted?
I'm still building the confidence. Okay. But it allowed me to show myself that you can do everything that you say you're going to do. Like, you can put yourself out there, you can put your brand out there, you can do all these things. So something small like that, it helped me, you know, realize that for myself.
And how important, or how much do you love doing what you do? And because for you to wake up every day and do what you love, it's got to be something you love doing. So what's that feeling like that you have a brand and you can go on and be like, people love my stuff. So how's that feeling like?
It's such a good feeling. And I can't wait for it to be in the forefront of everybody. Like, you know, to the point where people just know my brand, put a face to the brand. Like, I think I'll feel a lot better. But just knowing like I created something like that's going to be here for a long time. You can't even explain. You really can't.
Have you ever encountered anybody who you didn't know that maybe you were out and you saw somebody wearing your stuff? Has that ever happened?
Not necessarily out and I didn't know them, but like just like if I'm like on Instagram or something like that and I just see like a random like I'll be like, oh my God, is that LaMia? And I'll literally, you guys, I'll be like, okay, LaMia. So yeah, no, I'm waiting for that day because I will stop and be like, I just signed that. That was me.
So we are coming to an end.
Okay.
The last thing I want to do is just, if there's anything you want to say to anybody out there or advice that you want to give or something you have going on, the camera is all yours.
Okay. I look at the camera now.
Yeah, you can look at the camera.
Okay. What can I say? Just be you, honestly. If that's cliche, let it be cliche, but just be you authentically. Yeah, and just stay true to yourself the whole time while you're doing that too, because it's very easy to just, you know, navigate and have people's opinions collide with your creative ability. Like, F that. Just be you. And yeah, and you're just set. So that's all I have to say. And thank you to the ones that supported me. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
To the fact that I'm the first woman here, like that's already awesome.
No, so it's awesome having you on. Honestly, I had a good time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, I'm gonna end it off here.
Okay.
If anybody wants to follow her business page, or can I put your personal on there? Yeah, that's fine. So I'll put both of her links in the YouTube description, and as well as when I post the picture, you guys will see it. Yes. So I'm gonna end it off here.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
I'm your host, Lester Class. This is the Community Pod. If you watched throughout the entire thing, I have to say thank you, and I love every single one of you for showing support. It means a lot to me. Leave a review, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome to the Community Pod. And we are out.
Yes.
Peace.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, you liked it?
I liked it.